In the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC), transparency, accountability, and performance excellence TAPE is our philosophy and business secrets that has made us a going concern as our stakeholders are monthly furnished and updated with our financial and operations report. Our 2018 and 2019 audited financial statements have been published. So, for us, we believe that these efforts have earned us a well-deserved place in the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative (AT) as a partner company. In NNPC, we remain committed to transparency, accountability, and performance excellence TAPE in line with global best practices.
NNPC, we touch your lives in many positive ways.
Good evening and a warm welcome to you on this segment of the program. I am Faith Ayuba. A lot of things happen to our roads in villages, towns and cities on a daily basis. Today, we zoom in divergent views on what you need to do when you run into an accident scene in order to save lives that are in their streets.
If you know what to do, how to stop bleeding, try and stop the bleeding. And I can say the simple way to stop the bleeding is you can even use the victim singlet or something to gently put pressure on the area that is bleeding and try to straighten it. We can use stick, we can use rulers, we can use things in our vehicles to help them to straighten their hands or their limbs and keep it. We may not be able to do much about their breathing. Yes, people do mouth to mouth, but not many people know what to do, especially in this age of HIV and hepatitis and things. Call the police. If you call the emergency numbers, you call the police. Call the ambulance. These are things to do. How do you handle them? If you don't know how to lift patients securely and safely, please ask for the help of people that can do it. Let the public read. Because you can read. Now there's internet, there's things, it's at our disposal. You can educate yourself. But for me, the most important thing is please help to prevent this accident from happening. Make our road safe.
When you are at an accident scene, you are supposed to render help. But that your help should not be to the detriment of others or such that will cause other accidents. So first of all, what you do, if you were driving, clear very well from the roads. When you clear from the roads, if you have any idea of medical or idea of first aid, try as much as possible to do so. And at the same time, plan fast on how to move the victims to the nearest medical facility. You may think you know it all, but sometimes under such situation, you will not be composed enough to render the service as it should be. But do not feel that you don't have much to offer. No matter how little, even when you stop and also alert others, they will come out. There are those that will have idea of what they are supposed to do in terms of giving first aid.
Ensure the place is safe. Ensure that you are not exposing yourself to danger, because most crashes that happen, we need to caution oncoming vehicles. So you can help in that capacity by controlling the traffic or putting up caution signs. Like in this part of the world, we use leaves and the rest to caution others, fine. But then what we equally advise at the end of the day, we should be able to clear those things off the road so they don't pose further danger. So we equally advise, don't crowd a crash scene. Sometimes those victims will need fresh air, oxygen. At the bottom line, you should try everything possible to reach out to the process owners, that's those that are charged with the responsibility of ensuring prompt rescue to crash victims. We have a toll-free number, the 122, which is our emergency number, at every point in time, anywhere you find yourself, whether you have airtime or not is not a question there. Just dial. It's toll-free. Government has paid, so you can always reach us.
Another thing you need to look out for is if this person has like maybe a fracture. Okay, now if they have a fracture, you need to be very careful when moving them. Okay, because there are times where a fracture may not be complete. In the process of moving these people, you can now complete the fracture, and that will become even more detrimental to the person. Okay, so if that be the case, you need to gently move these persons. And usually it is advised that more than one person should carry these people, and they should carry them in a log. They call them as, we call it carrying the patient in a log, as a log, like a log of wood. Okay, so they should be in a flat position. Okay, you have 2 or 3 persons carrying them at the same time. Okay, so this will help reduce their body movement, and at the same time prevent further making the fracture to be complete.
From all indications, we have been urged to be our brother's keeper. So when next you come in contact with accident victims, please do not hesitate to give a helping hand. The life you save could be a close relation or a friend. That's the much time will permit for this edition. Please keep the dial.
Hello and thank you for joining us yet again on this educative segment of the program. I am Abigail Ojogo. Did you know that Nigeria as a gas nation has over 203 trillion standard cubic feet of proven gas reserves and potentially over 600 trillion cubic feet? The completion of the Escravos to Lagos pipeline system too, commissioning of the Obiafo-Obrikon to Oben gas pipeline project lot 2, the Nigerian Petroleum Development Company Limited NPDC gas handling facility, and Sterling Oil Exploration and Production Company will further boost the ongoing gas revolution in Nigeria. Did you know that the Ajaokuta Kaduna Kanu AKK gas pipeline project, Obiafo-Obrikon to Oben OB3 gas pipeline final hookup, the Nigeria to Morocco pipeline, and several other gas-based industries initiatives have prepared Nigeria for the decade of gas? The rollout of the Autogas initiative in Nigeria has provided motorists with alternative, cleaner and cheaper source of transportation fuel. Did you also know that the National Gas Expansion Program (NGEP) and other gas initiatives are geared towards greater gas monetization and utilization in Nigeria? Now you know. Please stay tuned for the rest of the program.
Hello and welcome to Global Crude Oil Outlook. Oil prices rose after industry data indicated United States crude inventories fell much more than expected last week, reinforcing bullish views on fuel demand in the world's largest economy. Brent crude futures were up 49 cents or 0.7% at $69.37 per barrel after touching a more than 7-week high of $69.78. United States West Texas Intermediate WTI crude futures rose 43 cents or 0.7% to $66.12 per barrel. Prices climbed as high as $66.58, the highest since March 8. Meanwhile, the Market Intelligence Department of NNPC's London office reported that the oil prices jumped to a 7-week high as traders welcomed more cheery news about major economies opening up after more than a year of pandemic-related paralysis. The mood was so bullish that markets even shrugged off gains by the US dollar index, which, all else being equal, is usually negative for oil, as a strong greenback makes crude more expensive for importing nations. The physical market is also feeling the spring buoyancy and has even outpaced the paper market. Dated Brent, a physical benchmark, was priced at around $69.35 per barrel after the futures market closed 50 cents higher than the front-month paper contract. This means refiners are willing to pay a bit more now for a barrel, lest they will wait and get caught in the weeks ahead by Brent moving beyond $70 per barrel. Traders are increasingly bullish on U.S. oil demand as a number of states are taking steps to resume some social and retail activity, an oil market analyst averred. And that's it on this segment of the program. I am Owigo Okolo.
Quite a lot of things happening across the industry, but this is the much that time can allow us to bring to you. We hope you found it delightsome. Takeaway is the rehabilitation exercise of the Port Harcourt refinery. The NNPC yet again is walking the talk. May your week be profitable. Keep this date next week.